Hello guys, Sarah here. I just wanted to jump on and make a sequel to my most watched YouTube video, which is how to format a music theatre script. Now, it has been 5 years, probably more than 5 years, since I first made that video, and a lot has happened in that 5 years. I have gotten my master's degree in playwriting, I have written a bunch more musicals, got them put on, and I really wanted to jump on here and share what I have learned in the past 5 years, what I still do, and what I have changed as part of my script formatting process. So if you haven't seen that first video, I will do the linky thing somewhere or in the description so you can go back and watch it. That first video is a lot more like step by step, here are the things that will make your script good. This video is going to be less of that, I think, and just a little bit more what I have learned in the last 5 years and what you can add and the different tools that you can use to enhance your process of formatting your script. So make sure that you do watch that first video as well. Now, over the last 5 years, as I said, I have learned a lot, and there has been one big thing which I have changed, and that is that I have started to use script writing software. Now, I still stand by what I said in my original video. You absolutely do not need script writing software, and I really don't want you to waste any time worrying about it or thinking that, oh, I'll be a good writer when I get this fancy software. This fancy software will help me be a better writer. At the end of the day, it will not help your writing, right? The only thing that is going to help your writing is doing the writing. So if you're going to waste any time worrying about software, just don't even do it. Just go do your writing. Open up a Word document. A Word document is all you need. And in the first video, I talk about formatting on a Word document. Even if you don't have a computer, get a piece of paper. Like, the only thing that's going to help you be a better writer is by doing the writing. If you are at a stage where you're looking at software, which is kind of where I've gotten to in my journey, then I'm going to be talking a little bit about what I use, how I use it, and what I would recommend. The reason that I have started using software is for two main reasons. The first reason is to just increase the speed of formatting and writing. It can do a few things that just help speed up the process. And the second thing is that so you can branch away from just music theatre and you can start to write in different formats like TV and film, which have a much more strict formatting kind of situation. So I spoke a little bit about it in my first video as well, but TV and film have a very strict formatting, a way that they format the scripts, and the reason for that is so that they can pretty accurately guesstimate that 1 page of script will equal 1 minute of screen time. That's really useful for them to know. Obviously, if you increase the size of the font or change the margin, that would not correlate. So that's why they have to format it to a really specific way so that they can say 1 page is roughly 1 minute. In music theatre, the reason that we don't do that and we can't do that is because depending on how fast or slow a song is, depending on how many songs there are, you are never ever going to be able to say 1 page equals this amount of time. You're just never going to be able to do it. So in music theatre and in theatre in general, there is no industry standard. So the main things that we're thinking about are making the scripts really clear to read, making sure all the different parts, whether it's headings or character names or whatever, are really clear and distinct from each other so that either an actor or a producer or a director can really clearly read your script and then interpret that. So yeah, I've learned a lot in the past 5 years, and I'm really excited to show you what I've learned and hopefully make some recommendations that will be able to help you on your journey as well. We're going to move across to the computer now and I'll show you what I'm using. So you will probably hear a lot about Final Draft, and Final Draft is considered the industry standard screenwriting software. So if you are working in the industry and you're making the big bucks, you probably might want to consider getting Final Draft. If you are just starting out or you're just, writing scripts on the side, which honestly is going to be most people, I would really think twice before investing in Final Draft. The first reason is that it is very expensive, okay? So it's like 200 USD, which is a lot to just drop on something that will help you write when you could just go and write in Word. So again, don't think that these softwares are going to make you a better writer because you will be wasting your money. Now, as you can see here, the reason that Final Draft can charge so much money is because it's a very feature-dense program. You can see here it says powerful story planning, streamlined writing, customize, change colors, key features, collaboration, goal setting, statistics, like all of this fancy stuff. And because they offer that, they can charge the higher price, right? Now, I believe if you want to have all of these extra features like story planning, there are other ways you can do this for free, okay, by using other programs. And the other reason is I don't use Final Draft is because I feel like a lot of these features are very distracting for me, that I will open it up and be like, oh, I want to use this and use this and use this and use this, and by the time I know it, it's been 2 hours and I've done no writing at all. Okay, so features can be great, that is all in the one software, but again, I choose to kind of separate my story planning process from my writing process as a different thing. So that's Final Draft, definitely something to look into, but it's very expensive, and just have a good think. Now, when I'm talking about these other programs that I use for my story planning, I'm just going to show you a few of them now. So one thing you can use for your story planning is something called Miro. Okay, so this is the website. Let's see if we can find a picture for you. Here's a good one. So you can do lots of little like post-it notes, ideas, text boxes, you've got little diagrams, layouts, arrows, highlighting, pictures, and it's basically just like a massive piece of paper or a big workspace, and it's really great for like dumping in all of your ideas onto little notes, and then you can reorder them and really craft your story. So a program like this you can use online for free, so you get like a couple of workspaces or something, and even though it's not integrated into your script writing software, as I mentioned, I actually think that's better. You can keep all of the story planning stuff separate, and it's completely free. Bonus. So we're going to jump over to another one now, which is Millernote. Slightly different but similar kind of concept of a workspace. You can see here that it's great for collecting your research, any pictures, links, web pages, that kind of thing. And you can also get a thing where it connects to your browser, and when you like do a Google search, you can go next to the image and it will say add to my Millernote, and so it can directly really quickly put in all of your research and things like that. If we go down a bit, this is another great picture. So you can add like little lists, to-do lists, text boxes, you can draw little pictures with markers, you can do arrows, you can really make it look very pretty, and if you're the kind of person who loves to make it look pretty, you will be able to spend a lot of time on that and you'll absolutely love it. So this one, again, I would use more so for collecting research, but again, can be used to like lay out all of your story ideas scene by scene by scene. And the third one, which is really good at that, is called Trello. Okay, so it can be used for a lot of different things here. It's got like inbox, to-do list, blah, 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 blah. But basically it has these vertical lists, and they all go boom, 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 boom next to each other. And what I would do is just go scene 1, scene 2, scene 3, and then within that you can list down this happens, this happens, this happens, and drag around and change the order. So it's a really great way of doing that. You don't, again, need these programs at all though, even. Again, just a note to say that you can just get some cue cards and write it out and do it on a pinboard. I also have a pinboard in the other room, and sometimes it's best to just visually be able to see everything all at once on a wall. So please don't get sucked into any of these things and go, oh, I really need this, I really need this. I'm just giving you some ideas of things you can use as alternatives to all of those features that are included in Final Draft if you're looking at something for that storyboarding, story planning phase. Okay, so now we're going to talk about the software that I do use. This is not sponsored, but I have been using Fade-In screenwriting software. Now, although Final Draft is considered the industry standard, on Fade-In's webpage you can see who uses Fade-In, a bunch of fancy people. Okay, so it still is a very good screenwriting software. I've got it up here. Now, the reason that I use Fade-In is because the thing I love about it is not trying to be like Final Draft. It is not trying to be feature rich and just packed with all of this stuff that you can use, blah, 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 blah. It's actually trying to be the exact opposite. It's trying to be really pared back, really simple, so that you can fade in and focus on your writing, okay? So when I've got open here, you can see it's completely like black and dark, which really makes the page pop, really focuses me into what's on the page. Over here, you've got your elements like dialogue, headings, blah, blah, blah. And you've got very, very simple formatting options here, bold, italic, font, like nothing crazy. And then you've just got a navigator with all of your scenes on it so you can bounce around the script. So really, really simple stuff. Up the top, there is some little like bars where you can do extra things, which is great, but it's all tucked away and it is very, very simple. Very, very simple. So the great thing about Fade In is that they do allow you to download it for free, a demo version, okay? So this isn't just free for 7 days or free for a month or whatever that the Final Draft is offering. This is a demo version that is free indefinitely, which is fantastic. The only features that you're going to be missing out is like these collaborate features here, which for me, writing alone, it's not really a bother. There is some of these revision features here as well, but overall you can use all of the features and create really, really great scripts with the demo version. The biggest factor with the demo version is that when you export it, it will have a watermark on every single page. If you're just handing this out to actors, it doesn't matter a cracker. If you're submitting your script to professional like writing opportunities, it may be an issue for you. There are ways around it to get the watermark off. I don't want to talk about that too much because it's probably a little bit cheeky, and if you want the watermark off, just pay for it. But there are ways around it. I'm just gonna say that. So if you do want to purchase Fade In, the other great thing is that it is so much cheaper than Final Draft, okay? So Final Draft is like 200 USD, Fade In is like 79.95, okay? So less than half the cost. If you're looking to invest in software, this is a really great way to just be like, you know what, I'm gonna just lower that upfront cost and just have a go. But yeah, the demo version I've been using and it's been absolutely fantastic. Now, as I said at the start of the video, there are 2 reasons that I wanted to start using software, and the first reason was to speed up my writing process. When I did my master's degree, I had to write a whole show in like 6 months. It was crazy. Every week it was like hand in 10 pages, hand in 10 pages. And the great thing about this software is that it remembers stuff, okay? So when you're doing it in Word, it's a lot harder to have these automated elements. So I've just got my script up here, but for example, if I go like, I'm gonna enter a character and I press D, it automatically gives me suggestions of characters that have the name starting with D. If I put in B, it's recommending me all of these characters starting with B. If I put in, let's see, N. So then you just go enter and it's already in there. So that really helps me speed up the process. Again, when I hit enter, it automatically jumps to the spot on the page where I'll be writing dialogue, okay? So you can set up these ways for you to write very, very quickly and it all just does it for you. For example, if I go to the next page, usually it will re-add the name or add continued, things like that. So you can set it up to be really nice. In my first video, I talked about making all of the elements quite different. And again, you do have enough formatting options here to be able to do that. So here, I've got my music cue. In my first video, I had that black band across the page. Here, I've just got it bold and capital. Then my lyrics, I've got capital, dialogue, lowercase, and my parentheticals here in the brackets. I do find this a little bit trickier to read with the character names on top of the lyric or on top of the dialogue. And I spoke in my first video about making it really easy to read across the page as we do read. That is actually still my preferred way to read a script, and it is still my preferred way to kind of digest a script. But again, the benefits of this, of just being so quick, inputting these character names, just go, 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 go. I've just kind of gone, well, that's gonna help me get the work done faster. This is still pretty clear. I make it as clear as I can. And yeah, away we go. I usually use Times New Roman. If you know me, you know I love a Times New Roman, but I was getting some issues with it, so I've changed here to Mongolian Beatty, I think. But the great thing is you can just go select all, change the font, and come up with other really great kind of like looks for your script as well. So speeding up my writing has been really, really good rather than faffing around with doing it all myself in the Word document. The other reason that I spoke about using the software was so that I could branch out into different types of writing like TV, film, things where the formatting is a lot more important. And if you are using Fade In, you can actually get a bunch of templates that will set you up with the correct formatting, which is really, really great. So I go File and we do New, and then I'll go templates, new from template, and let's say I go stage play, right? Then it gives me this kind of like information on how this template should look. Or you can do screenplay, or like, let's apply template, screenplay. Oh, that's applying a template to something else, but here you go. It looks a lot different when it's using the screenplay format, right? So it's really great to be able to have these templates and to jump around and experiment writing in different formats. Now, the only thing that still really bothers me about using screenwriting software is that I have found no way to have simultaneous lyrics or dialogue for more than 2 people. So on the screen here, you can see that I've got for 2 people, and I just go to format and I go make dual dialogue. So I highlight whatever I want, make dual dialogue, and it goes exactly side by side next to each other, and I can have simultaneous stuff. I can do that for 2 people, but I cannot do it for 3 or 4. And sometimes, obviously, in a musical, you have 4 people singing 4 different lines, all overlapping each other, and it sounds really, really nice. And I love to visually represent that on the page. And obviously, when I was using my Word document, I could do that pretty easily. But I haven't found any screenwriting software that can do that, not even Final Draft. So I was like, I don't want to shell out the big bucks when I can't even do this one thing that I really, really would love. So if anybody knows of any scriptwriting software that can do that, like, please let me know, but I have not found anything as yet. If that's something that's really, really integral to your script, again, you know, you're just gonna have to do one of these DIY like jobs to figure that out. For me, I've had to find workarounds when using this software. So for example, it's not my favorite thing, but I might have the lyric and then I might just put brackets like continues looping underneath, and then put the next line, continues looping underneath, that kind of thing. So I'd say that would be the biggest drawback, along with the fact that these character headings still go on top of the lyrics and on top of the text, which for me, like, it's not my preference. I still think it is easier to read across the page like I had in my Word document, but for the time that I save in all of this automation and all of this automatic formatting, it is really, really great. So that's all from me. I hope this video was useful. I feel like I was just rambling a little bit, but I really just wanted to touch base and give you my insights on why I have primarily moved across from writing, formatting my scripts on a Word document over to screenwriting software. I find that it saves me a fair bit of time when I need to create output quickly and format things quickly, and also gives me the flexibility to jump across to film, TV, and other writing formats that need to be formatted in a much stricter way, which obviously the software assists with. If I was trying to format a TV show on a Word document, it would be a lot harder for me to go into all the settings of Word and make sure all the margins and all the fonts and everything was correct. Like, it would totally be possible, but it would take a lot more of my time for things such as TV and film. This video has definitely been less of a step-by-step going through the elements of a script, how to make it really, really crisp and clear, much less comparing other musical scripts that are out there. So if that's something that you're interested in seeing, make sure you do go back and watch the first video. This was just a little bit of an insight into screenwriting software, how you can start with screenwriting software, and some other programs that you can use for story development so that you do not have to pay the big bucks. Okay, most of this stuff is either free or has a free version, which is really, really great for people starting out or people not making a massive income from their writing. If you would like me to make a video doing more of a tutorial of Fade In or any of the other programs that I've mentioned today, do let me know. Or if you have any questions about formatting a script for musicals, I can always make a part 3. So let me know down below and I will do my best. Otherwise, hope to see you soon in future videos. I would love to start making videos again. So yeah, all the best.